Christine, how much does it hurt the WNBA when Caitlin Clark is out?
It is devastating to the WNBA when Caitlin Clark is out.
Now, I know a lot of us were expecting some sort of dip since Caitlin Clark has been out with injury, but I don't think all of us were expecting the entire viewership of the entire WNBA to be down. And this tweet from Christine Brennan really stuck out to me. She said one player gets injured and more than half the TV audience for the entire league disappears. Has any other athlete ever had that kind of impact on a sport? Golf without Tiger definitely dropped precipitously on occasion.
The WNBA is spiraling fast, crashing hard, and they're watching it all burn while doing nothing. The moment Caitlin Clark went down, their golden empire started collapsing like it was built on sand. And guess what? They still haven't learned a thing. This is the same league that was begging for attention, until one player dragged them out of the shadows. And now, she's hurt, sidelined, and they're acting like it's no big deal. But behind the scenes, it's chaos. Ratings plummeting, money vanishing, and fans furious. The league is bleeding out. And it's all because they refuse to face the truth staring them in the face.
And the truth is the truth, and the data is there. And what we saw when Caitlin was out the last time, the 5 games that she missed earlier in the season, the WNBA's viewership dropped more than 50%. Not just the Fever, but the entire league.
In today's world, drama gets more attention than truth. And the WNBA knows that better than anyone. But some facts hit like a slap in the face, like this one. Sold-out arenas vanish the second Caitlin Clark isn't playing. When she went down with that quad injury on May 24th, the league's dirty little secret came out. They're built on one player. Now she's out again with a groin injury, and nobody knows for how long. But here's the crazy part. It's all happening again, and the league still acts like everything's fine.
Quad injury jumped to her groin likely because of compensation. But the thing that you have to be careful of is if, say, you try to rush her back from this injury as well, then you're getting into this territory where a very serious injury can happen. That is what the Indiana Fever, that is what Caitlin need to avoid the best that they possibly can. So if it means that Caitlin is out for 3 weeks, if it means that she is out all the way through All-Star, then so be it.
The numbers don't lie. They scream. National WNBA viewership tanked by a brutal 55%, and Indiana Fever games, they dropped like a rock, losing over half their audience, from 1.8 million fans glued to the screen when Caitlin Clark played, to barely 847,000 when she didn't. That's not just a dip, that's a total collapse. But here's where it gets insane. And by insane, we mean embarrassingly predictable. The league keeps walking straight into the same disaster, pretending like none of this is their fault.
Clark went down. The WNBA ratings have dropped over 55%
Yikes.
across the board.
Hey, guess what, guys?
The league is Caitlin Clark.
The league is Caitlin Clark. She is the WNBA, guys.
Sidelined with a left quad strain May 24th. National TV viewership has plunged since then. 55%. Before the injury, the Fever, her team, were averaging 1.81 million viewers, almost 2 million. Since her injury, fewer than 850,000.
While Caitlin Clark was out there doing what no one else could, packing arenas, smashing TV records, and pulling in unheard-of revenue, the WNBA was doing what they do best. Absolutely nothing to protect her. It's wild. You've got one player generating over 26% of the league's entire income, and they just let her get mauled on the court like it's normal. No protection, no accountability, just excuses, lectures, and the same tired line. It's just basketball. Yeah? Then why does it only happen to her?
News is alarming for the league, and it's alarming for the league because this is such a crucial year for the WNBA. At the end of this season, the WNBA will go into CBA negotiations. If negotiations go well, then every single player in the WNBA has a much better chance of making so much more in their next contract. And that's one thing when you start thinking about how many people stopped watching when Caitlin Clark got injured. A lot of people stopped watching because they are boycotting the WNBA. They don't want to give viewership to any other teams or any other players, whether they like other players on the team or not, because of how the media and the league itself has handled Caitlin Clark and how they have treated her fans.
You know what's truly wild? And by wild, I mean beyond frustrating. This isn't new. This exact mess has happened before. The WNBA has already watched ratings crash and revenue tank when a superstar went down. And still, nothing changes. It's like watching someone burn their hand on a hot stove, then go right back and do it again like, oops, didn't see that coming. Either they're clueless or they just don't care.
What's really concerning about this is the fact that we are only a month into the regular season and Caitlin Clark has already been out with 2 injuries. With the first one being her having to miss some time with a left quad strain. Now, of course, this is concerning because if you're already on your second injury, you don't want to be that player that is always hurt. Cough, cough, Embiid, cough, cough, Anthony Davis. So I really do hope that the fever really sits her out right now for a while, only because you don't want her to have more long-term injuries and be more prone.
If you're still watching and feeling this, don't forget to hit subscribe. Now let's talk numbers, because the financial collapse, it's been brutal. Fever ticket prices dropped by 71%, seats that once cost $860, now going for $250. And it gets worse. Average ticket prices during Clark's absence sank from $1,370 to just $80. That's not a dip. That's a free fall. And it proves one thing. She is the reason people care. Arenas that were expanded just to handle Clark's crowd, now half empty. That hyped Chicago Sky versus Fever rematch, tickets crashed from $210 to $95. This same matchup once pulled 2.25 million viewers, one of the most watched WNBA games ever. But without her, nobody's tuning in. Nobody's showing up. It's just another forgettable game.
Man, bruh. Congratulations to the WNBA. Your ratings are going to drop by 55 to 60% once again. I believe the WNBA have successfully broken Caitlin Clark.
Christine Brennan, a veteran sports journalist and author of the upcoming book on her game, Caitlin Clark and the Revolution in Women's Sports, isn't holding back. She's calling the WNBA out hard for how they've failed their biggest star. After yet another dirty play on Clark, Brennan wrote, "The WNBA continues to fail to meet the moment." And she's right. Millions of new fans are finally watching. And this is what they see, a league that lets its most valuable player get pushed around while pretending it's all just part of the game. The data is right there. Caitlin Clark alone brings in more than half the league's TV audience, yet they keep letting her take cheap shots that are clearly meant to shake her up. It's like owning a restaurant, knowing one chef is the reason people even walk through the door, and still letting customers throw food at them. Make it make sense.
As big a deal as Tiger was in men's golf, Keith, he did, and when he was gone, it affected the ratings, but nothing like that. And, Michael Jordan being out, maybe a 5 percentage points or something. Nothing like this. You can make a strong case, and I will make that case, and have that there is no one single athlete more important to his or her sport or tour or whatever the circuit is that they play on.
It's become a sick cycle, predictable and exhausting. Clark takes another brutal foul, not from someone playing the game, but from players clearly trying to make a statement. Out of 30 flagrant fouls called this season, 5 were on her alone. And get this, 80% of those came from just one team, the Chicago Sky. When she stands up for herself, they call her too aggressive. When she stays quiet, suddenly she's too soft. No matter what she does, she loses. And the league? Silent. Just letting it happen while everything around them falls apart. The damage isn't just physical, it's financial. The WNBA was already expected to lose $50 million this year, even with Clark driving record buzz. Now that she's not playing, those losses are piling up fast. TV numbers are crashing, merch sales are slowing down, and attendance is slipping back to where it was before Clark changed everything.
I don't even know where to begin, man. I hope Caitlin Clark is okay. I want to know when this injury even happened, bro, because let's be serious here. She has the quad injury. Mind you, Caitlin Clark hadn't missed a game since she was like 19 years old, since she was like 18 in college or something. Now she has a groin injury. We've never seen Caitlin Clark play as bad as she played the last 3 games. Let's just be serious here. She's like 1 for 20-something on threes in the last 3. We've never seen her shoot the ball this way. I'll say that. Has she been hurt and playing through this?
But here's the part that really stings, and it should make everyone furious. This whole disaster, it didn't have to happen. It was completely avoidable. Caitlin Clark came into this league humble. No ego, no drama. Just a 22-year-old phenom who praised her teammates, never made it about herself, and carried herself with more maturity than players twice her age. She could have been the symbol of a new era, a league saver, a legacy builder. The WNBA had a chance to embrace that, to protect her, support her, and build something bigger around her. Instead, They let jealousy, locker room politics, and petty bitterness poison everything. What should have been a celebration turned into a slow-motion crash. And now, everyone's paying for it. This isn't just about TV ratings anymore. It's way deeper. Sponsors who poured millions into the league because of the Clark effect, they're backing off, asking tough questions. Is this still worth it? Did we bet on the wrong league? That's the cost of mismanagement. And here's the real issue. The WNBA doesn't seem to know what it wants to be. One minute, they beg to be taken seriously like the NBA. The next minute, they chase clout with petty drama just to get clicks online. But you can't have both. Serious leagues protect their stars. They guard the game. High school drama clubs stir chaos hoping someone pays attention. Just look at the NBA. Can you imagine if LeBron James got hacked, shoved, and blindsided every game for months, and nobody did a thing? It wouldn't last a week. The league would throw down fines, suspensions, and PR firestorms faster than you could blink. But in the WNBA, it's crickets. They're letting Clark get beat up on national TV while fans scream for fairness. And what does the league do? Shrugs. It's like they've convinced themselves any attention is good attention, even if it's damaging, even if it's turning fans away. And it is turning fans away. People are straight up refusing to watch games without Clark. Not because they don't love basketball, but because they don't trust what they're seeing. They don't believe the games are being called fairly. That's not just a problem. That's a crisis. When your own fans start saying, I won't watch this league unless Clark is on the floor, that's not about viewership. That's about credibility. And once that's gone, so is everything else. The most mind-blowing part? The WNBA has had so many chances to fix this, and they blew every single one. Over and over again, Clark got shoved, hit, targeted, and each time, the league had a shot to step in and draw the line, to say, this isn't okay anymore. But what did they do? The same tired excuses. It's just a basketball play. We're letting them play physical. Really? That's the best they've got? Every incident involving Clark should have been a warning siren, a wake-up call to finally create real standards around player safety and competitive integrity. But instead, the league kept brushing it off like nothing happened. And here's the irony, the very thing they should have prevented, Clark's injury, is now the loudest, clearest proof of her value to the league. A 55% drop in viewership? That's not subtle. That's a system collapse. But still, they act like they haven't noticed, still hiding behind phrases like competitive balance and letting the players be physical, as if dirty hits and reckless fouls are somehow good for the game. They're out here treating normal Clark plays like they're controversial, but when she gets hammered on the floor, crickets. No statements, no accountability, no action. It's like they've completely missed the point. Or worse, they just don't care.